Whoa! It's great to be alive! Hello, everybody. I'm Paris Gibson, the founder of Great Falls, Montana. Yeah! Would you all do this for me? When I go like this, would you all say, "Hey, Paris, sounds like fun. Let's try it. Want to hear my story?"
Hey, Paris, sounds like fun.
Yes, yes. I didn't grow up here. I came here as quick as I could. I grew up in Brownfield, Maine, on a farm. I graduated from Bowdoin College in 1851. When I was 21, I got elected to the Maine legislature. How about that? In 1859, I married the sweetest gal in my hometown, 16-year-old Valeria Sweet, and we moved to the fledgling town of Minneapolis. Only 3,000 people there at that time, and for the next 30 years, I helped build and shape that town. I was a successful entrepreneur and civic leader. I started and ran a flour mill and a wool factory. The town just kind of exploded by my energy and enterprise. Would you like to know what happened next?
Yes. Sounds like fun.
Let's try it again. Like to know what happened next? Yes. We raised 4 kids while we were there. 2 of them died in infancy. And in 1873, the panic set in, and it forced me into bankruptcy. And I moved to Fort Benton, Montana, to take up sheep raising. My son Theodore and Philip, we were very successful, but we came down to Great Falls in 1882 because we heard about this. 5 distinct waterfalls, any one of which were better than the one we had back in Minneapolis. I was so excited. I contacted my railroad magnate friend, J.J. Hill, and we got into the town site business. He promised to loan me money, and he also promised to get a railroad to come through here. Would you like to know what happened next? I laid out this town in a symmetrical grid. I was adamant, yeah, applause for that. I was adamant about wide streets and boulevards lined with grassy plots of grass. And I was obsessed with trees. I came from the pine tree state. This was a treeless plain when I got here. It was depressing for me. We needed some summertime shade. And timber. And so what happened next? I set out the town like I said, and then what did we do? Oh, I set up a municipal nursery so we could grow and plant trees more effectively. Trees everywhere, the boulevards, the streets, you name it. And then, would you like to know what happened next? The town became incorporated, and guess who became first mayor?
Charles Russell.
Yeah, right. I'll talk to him about that later. So what happened next? 1887. The railroad came through. 1889, I was on the Constitutional Convention. I served there. 1890 to 1895, I was a Montana senator. Legislative battles. I had a couple of tough ones. I got whipped when I tried to have the capital of Montana be in Great Falls. I got whipped again when I tried to have one state university and have it be in Great Falls. Oh, got whipped on that. But drum roll, please. In 1901, I was chosen to be a United States Senator in Washington, D.C., and I served until 1905. At the end of that time, I chose not to seek re-election. I was 75 years old. Somebody asked me, "Paris, how'd you get to be 75? I said, well, first you be 74, and then you be careful. somebody else asked me, Paris, you're reputed to be a humorous and dynamic speaker. What's your philosophy? I said, well, speeches are like babies. They're easier to conceive than they are to deliver. I thought that would get a bigger laugh than that. So here we are. Here we are. I go back to Great Falls for the last 15 years of my life to continue to build and prosper this town that I founded and continued in the real estate business, my lifelong occupation. So now, here we are, Highland Cemetery. We're all here. My two adult sons, Philip and what's his name? Philip and Theodore and Philip, yeah. Theodore and Philip, they're buried in the Highland Cemetery. And our two infants, babies, were reburied here. Valeria passed away in 1900. She was 60. Before she died, she took the library, her books. Her books were all over the place. They drove me nuts. She finally donated them to Great Falls, and they named the library the Valeria Gibson Library, which was really cool. So I passed away in 1920. I was 90 years old. Somebody asked me, how do you get to be 90? No, I won't do that. And so here we are. I want to end this presentation with not my words, but the words, well, thank you all for coming. And now I'd like to end this with the words, not my words, but the words of Mary Kitterman, who was a 6th grader at Franklin Grade School. And she won the Paris Gibson Poetry Contest in 1926. And these are her words. Out of the past a champion came. Paris Gibson was his name. With visions of a city of highest rank, he founded Great Falls on a riverbank. He planted trees, he laid out parks, and he planted trees, which now with splendor sway in the breeze, if we have any breeze. And now these trees as a monument stand, as a tribute to this pioneer grand. So hark ye, pilgrims, far and near, honor this grand old pioneer. Thank you for coming.